2, 3. Let's go. Right. We setting up, baby. It's going to be a good episode. We're going to talk to real, right? I hope you guys get this feel, right? Let's continue to grind and shine. What's on your mind, Cowboy Nation? Everyone have a reason, but results are what matter, right? Come on. The draft time for your mind. Sit back. I hope you got your coffee. I got mine. Yeah, come on. As we build the plane while it's in the air, really appreciate all of the HBOs, the SGs in the house. Let's go. Turn me up. Till I ain't no party like a cowboy party. Yeah, yeah. Y'all rolling with the nation, baby. Come on. Jay Reese, the first in the chat. Really appreciate you. Just like that. Come on. Tell your friend, tell your neighbors, tell your foes where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and Beyond. Yeah, come on. Sharing is caring, by the way. We're live like 95. Come on. How you stop a tank with no kick? Come on. The cons and pros. I got pros. I got pros. Come on. Let's go. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Yeah. Hey. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's move. Let's move. And let's go. Shout out to everybody, baby. My name is LAW, Law Nation. Let's go. Shout out to you, KD. I see you, fam. This will also be rebroadcasted on the Law Nation's page. But before we get into details, there are a ton of solutions as it relates to the draft. We can look at the draft to say, man, this could be everything. This could change everything, Law. Man, this can flat out put us on a whole different level. You know, hey, Law. Man, when I look into this draft, I see it from these perspectives. I see it that, man, if we can get a chance to grab hold to a Patrick Surtain, the second, not the first, but the second, give us chances and opportunities, man, to have a shutdown situation, right? Familiarity is everything. So when we look at it, and we'll say to ourselves, man, Diggs, man. Think about it, Law. You got Diggs on one side, right? Shout out to everybody who's supporting by the stars. I really appreciate you guys. Oh, we got Diggs on one side, right? Oh, are you seeing the way that Donovan Wilson, man, when he brings that energy to the table? Oh, my goodness. Did you see Neil? Oh, my goodness. You got Donovan Wilson. You got Neil, who's going to play on that Will side. And we fool around, Cowboy Nation. Oh, yes, we did. Oh, yes, we did. We fool around and got a guy named, what's his name? KZ, not Jay-Z, but KZ, got range. Can cover the field. The main important thing about secondary as it relates to defensive back is keeping everything in front of you. Let me know if I'm lying. Keeping everything in front of you. You got to keep everything in front of you. Never let somebody get behind you, right? Oh, just close your eyes, Law. Wake up. Law Nation, wake up, baby. Wake up. Wake up. This team need help on defense. Patrick Surtain can do it all by himself. And that's right, Rollin Reviews. Appreciate you. Y'all check out Rollin Reviews YouTube channel. Appreciate you. Reese Davis, we need. This Reese Davis says we need a Patrick Surtain, right? We flat out need. And of course, we can look at it and say, man, I'm with the philosophy of building down in the trenches. Building down, getting that big boy down inside, right? I'm with the mindset of letting this thing be all out like war. They coming. They coming. They coming. Oh yeah, they coming. They coming. They coming. Yeah. Are you guys with that same mindset? Let me hit it one more time. Let me turn it up just a little bit more. Yeah. I want that defense to have that type of mindset, right? Some big boys down inside. But the value is not there. As much as we can gloat, talk high of Patrick Surtain, as much as we can look at this thing and dissect it and say to ourselves, man, this one piece here, man, if he can cover well out in space, maybe the quarterback hold on to the ball a little bit longer, right? Maybe the quarterback had to go through his reads a little bit longer. Maybe you can get a bunch and a gang of coverage sacks, right? Those will be the pros, but I'm with that mindset. They coming, baby. The interior, the defense, bending that thing all the way back. Y'all already know I gave you guys my analogy on you want the defense to be so nasty. Just like that slap, a little piece of bologna when you slap it on a skillet. And if you don't cut them edges, that bologna begins to rise, rise up that heat, push that meat back, baby. We need to have those type of meat that's on this particular defense, right? They can push this thing back, make the quarterback think that, dang, man, we didn't slice the edges. Why you got this all in my face? Why you got all of this stuff in my face? Now, I will say that the value is not there, and maybe I'll do a video just on the value. But we can go and say, man, best player available only on the defensive side of the ball. You can go that route, but nobody do that. You look at best player available collectively on the entire team, not a piece of the team. We look at the best player available as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys, how this team can go further and not just draft for today, but draft for tomorrow, draft for down the line. Now, when you line up everything and you'll say to yourself, okay, cool. The best player available as far as our team we need help on defense. There's no shape, form, or fashion for anybody who can argue the fact that the defense was straight last year. We dominated teams. When we came into the stadium or when they came to our hometown, we ate them up. And somebody can make the legitimate argument that toward the latter part of the year that the defense stepped it up and was on page or was on point with everything, right? But look at the competition we played. Look at how we were able to do that against a less, superior quarterback, right? We can go back and forth. And then, of course, people can look at that and make the justification for the nation on the reason why you go out there and you draft the best player available only on the defensive side of the ball for all 10 of these picks. And you'll say, man, I'll roll right with the offense that you got. But there was a philosophy with drafting. And I think his name was Bill Parcells. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. And he said, if you think that you are great in a spot as it relates to drafting, you draft again. Ain't this right, Raymond? Ain't this right, Dwight? Prophet, appreciate you. Chris, what's good with you? So my thing is, we can put both of them on the shelf. We can put Patrick Surtain on the shelf. We can put the other kid, Kyle Pitts, on the shelf. And we can look at this particular offensive line, front five, the engine of the offense, right? You shambles without it. Why? Because your quarterback be laying out like Family Guy, running for his life. We seen in the Super Bowl one of the best or the greatest passer of all time in this short period of time, Pat Money Mahomes, running for his life. Without an offensive line, he looked like Superman with a bag full of kryptonite, right? Like, dog, man, what y'all fed him, man? We gave him some kryptonite. You know, I couldn't even get it out. Gave him some kryptonite. Brother didn't look like Money Mahomes at that time, right? And even in garbage time, couldn't figure out ways to get the ball down the field. Running for his life. So offensive line, we can't overlook that. Appreciate your reviews. Appreciate you so much for making the donations to help elevate this thing. Let me slide this way a little bit and let me showcase the reviews. Bam. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for making that donation for the channel. All right, so what we're going to do at this time, we're going to listen to 105.3 The Fan. We'll play a little snippet of them. They were saying that Rashawn Slater, one of the scouts or one of the people that evaluate things, said that Rashawn could be the next, hear me out, be the next Zach Martin. Zach Martin, I believe, Cowboy Nation, you always better your best. You always strengthen where you think is weak, right? And even when Bill Parcells made that statement, he's right on that. We can't look at the draft as a end-all, be-all, but you look at the draft as a developmental tool, but also when you have the chance and have opportunity, you go out there and grab the best. If for free, you have the option. Let me just throw this out at you guys as an analogy, if you guys can roll with me. If you're rolling with me, just let me know. If you have an opportunity to go and pick up an engine for a car for free because you don't have to really spend anything, it's just sitting there available, would you grab the engine or would you sit there and say to yourself, let me just pick up the oil, right? Let me pick up the synthetic oil because I heard that because my engine is running fine right now. I don't need an engine. I don't need the new engine, but this 2021 model, I don't really need it. Let me just go grab the oil so I can keep the old engine rolling, right? But newsflash, it doesn't matter what type of synthetic oil you put in that particular engine. It doesn't matter how many times you will flush it. It doesn't matter how many times you would change these parts out. It would never be as optimum as grabbing a new engine, right? Or vice versa. It would never be, if you can elevate from a 6-cylinder to an 8-cylinder for a free upgrade, why not? Or why would you just sit there and say, I'm only want to get the oil to help add to this thing to keep it rolling when you have the opportunity to do the upgrade from a 6-cylinder to the 8-cylinder. That is how you got to look into this thing when you drafting best player available. You got to look at it like an automobile. There are many and many parts to make that automobile or automobile to roll. If I can use that, it's like a tongue twister. Optimum automobile to roll. There's many ways you can look at it. Car won't roll without the distributors hitting, right? Right? Don't matter what type of vehicle you have if you don't even add the oil, if you don't even add the transmission fluid, right? But there's different values. Transmission fluid. Still, the transmission is more valuable than the fluid. Best player available. You grab the best player available. And in the free agency, that should be your fluid. That should be the liquids. That should be the small things. Boy, I feel like preaching to y'all. Boy. You go for the other small things in the free agency. Why, Law? Why? Because it's a known commodity. You got history. You got historic data. You got all of the information that you can sit here and say, at minimum, this guy can give you 6 sacks. At minimum, this guy in his career, he averaged 2 to 3 interceptions. But in the draft, you never know. See, HBO, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. For that, before I play that clip, let's go with this thing, man. You one of the dogs over here, dog. Oh my goodness. Let's while I set this thing up, baby. Come on. Yeah, right, yeah. Come on. We tell them, ain't no party like a Law Nation party. Ain't no party like a Cowboy party. Yeah. Here we go. All right, so let's listen in to them right quick.
Quote, I had a scout tell me he thought Slater might be the next Zach Martin, and we should give that some thought.
Are you guys able to hear that? Are you guys able to hear that? Let me get a thumb up in the chat if you guys are able to hear that.
He tweeted the quote, I had a scout tell me he thought Slater might be the next Zach Martin, and we should give that some thought. So, that really presents an interesting angle, Brian, that I had not really considered, that Slater might be as good as Martin. Now, you're talking about guard, a position that doesn't have the value of tackle or wide receiver or, edge rusher, cornerback. It's like in that middle tier of players, but it's still important. And the Cowboys have showed you with the drafting of Zach Martin that it's still important to them. It's probably the third most important spot on the O-line, though, between tackle and center. But to me, if you have a chance to get an all-pro player, instead of flip a quarter at a much bigger position of need, I'm going with the next Zach Martin if that is the case with Slater. How about you, CA? What do you think?
All right, so shout out to 105.3 The Fan. Y'all check them out on their website. It's audacity.com now. Let's see if I can share their website right quick. Let's do this for – give me 1 second, Cowboy Nation. Yeah, here we go. Bam, bam. Give me 1 second. So while y'all letting that ponder on your mind and your mental, bam, here we go. It should be in the description box now. I really appreciate everybody for following along as we give proper credit to 105.3 The Fan. All right, so my thing is, if he's the best player available, then it's a no-brainer. You go out there, come hell and high water, and you go out there and you pick him up, because here's the craziest thing about offensive line. You don't want it until you need it, right? I guarantee you my bottom dollar that Pat Money Mahomes said, man, I wish I had a Slater last year, right? And there are many of other teams that don't get that credit when they don't have an offensive line. And you're looking at positional flex. Yes, Slater is a guard guy, but we've seen the ability of Zach Martin being able to play as the tackle. It would be just like that. You could tell Zach Martin, say, hey, man, we drafted Slater. Hey, I know the situation that you getting paid guard money, but, hey, we're going to make the justification for the nation on your salary or what have you. Hey, we're going to kick you at tackle. In the pinch, this is securing your future. In the pinch that Tyron Smith goes down. Because in the last 3 to 4 years, I don't think that Tyron Smith played 16 games straight. And one can argue that on that blind side, baby, you better be ready. And I think that you got the position of flex. Now you can kick Zach Martin at tackle, and everything else work out fine. You won't skip a beat. You won't miss a beat, basically. Now, you stay on your feet. Baby, that rhymes, baby, for your mind. But you won't skip or miss a beat if you make sure that you draft right. That's why drafting is so important. Now, is that a need or a want? One can argue and say, man, Law, that's a need, man. Because, look, I don't care if you go draft my doggone grandmama. I believe that she probably can block better than what we saw out of Terrence Steele, right? And I was telling people in the previous videos that, hell, regardless of what we do in the draft, I believe if we pick up our offensive lineman, they probably be better than a Terrence Steele, right? Somebody, mama, uncle, cousin say, give me that chance. Give me that opportunity. I can block better than such and such. Carlos, what's good with you? Says a lot of needs heading into the draft, but definitely got to take BPA. I want y'all to tattoo it on your back. BPA. Like you're pledging it around this mug. Paul says this a need. And if you can get a guy that can be on your team and play anywhere close to Zach Martin, man, don't you know how long and how good that will be for this particular team? Right? Somebody can argue and say, well, Patrick Surtain can do the same. Somebody can say that. But on the offensive line, there's two folds to it. When the offensive line goes down, we know that the type of running back that we got, he can't run. When the offensive line go down, we know that the type of quarterback we got, man, it'll be hectic. We've seen, like I said, I'm going to use the Super Bowl as an example. It'll be hectic. And the offensive line unit is the only unit that all five, it's 5 heartbeats. That's what I'm going to call them. It's 5 heartbeats. All of those guys, the front 5, all of them, got to be on the same page. Because if you have one person that's a weak link, the defense will sniff that out. Yeah. The defense will say, hey, y'all smell that? Oh, yeah, y'all smell it. Oh, that's a weak one. Oh, that's a weak one. Oh, he trying to overcompensate to secure this person. We can get us 2-3 sacks. And I believe in the hearts of hearts, that's what they be doing when they prospecting. When they view the tape, they say, man, I know I can give me 2 sacks. How you know? How you know? That Connor Williams, he's fast, he's swift. He got no power. I save him. It's like playing spades. Big joker. I got me a guaranteed book, baby. I'm going to use my power with my bull rush. You can't stop it. I don't want to show my hand too quick in the first quarter, but I know I can get him in the fourth. I know in the pinch, if I really need it for my team, I can get him in the third. Because he don't got the strength. So, Cowboy Nation, when y'all think about it, let me see if I got it over here. When y'all really think about it, we have to say to ourselves, how can this thing all work out for its good? Because we want to hear this type of music, and it just does something special to you. Who do y'all want with that pick? Appreciate you, Restream, for letting me know that we got over 1,000 messages. I really appreciate you all for that. But who get chills when that chime hit? That chime for your mind hit. Who get chills?
I think you can get an all-pro at a position like guard, but you already have a really good one, and then 2 other really good offensive linemen. So you'd have your 4th great offensive lineman. Or do you want to take a shot for a position of need and a guy still with a ton of upside like Surtain or J.C. Horn at corner?
I would go ahead and take that offensive lineman. And I'm don't get me wrong. You got to protect your assets, and I'm talking about your biggest asset is your quarterback. I'm thinking Tyron's still going to be around, but the problem is Tyron hadn't done a full season since 2017, I think. And with that being said, I'm with you what you said earlier, Gavin. Hey, more talent. I mean, put it like this. You move him over, you still got more talent. You still have better talent as opposed to just a guy. And I've actually heard some reports. I heard it on Sean RJ, but I can't remember who the audio was from. But there's somebody that understands Dan Quinn's secondary and the way he runs things. And It's 85% of the time.
Mike Lombardi.
Yeah, Mike Lombardi. There you go.
Mike Lombardi said that, yeah.
Yeah, Mike Lombardi says 85% of the time they're in a zone. So you won't get the effectiveness of man coverage all the time. So it's almost a waste to get somebody that high at number 10. I would get the offensive lineman.
Do you guys understand the concept? Do you guys understand the concept of what he just lamented? 80 to 85% of the time you're in the zone. Law. But we looking at best player available. It don't mean a hill of beans. If I go buy you a Lambo, Constantine, appreciate you. He said, love that chime for your mind. It doesn't mean a hill of beans if I go buy you guys a Lambo and it's a stick shift and you never drove it before. And you never drove it before and you can't get that thing out of a driveway. Lord behold, don't come across the hill. But you say, I got a Lambo, baby. I got a Maserati. I got an Ashton, one of those good ones, right? And then with the 10th pick, woo, oh boy, that does something for me. The Dallas Cowboys select Patrick Surtain. Me playing zone. And I've seen so many people, they send me hate mail. Some people saying, okay, Law, I get your point. They send me this mail, they send me that mail, and they say, well, Law, if we draft Slater or if we draft Kyle Pitts, teams will run all over us. Teams will look at it like, and I ain't going to blast the person who said it because I don't want to silly or denigrate your name. But it don't work that way. It don't. I don't know how much I could put it out there and say to him, like, Surtain is not going to be like this run defender that you can put in the inside that he's going to stop and shut down the run. He's not going to be this cover corner that all of a sudden you hold on to the ball for so long because there's nobody open. If he didn't do it in college like that, what makes you think that he's going to all of a sudden do it in the pros like that? And when you turn on the Bama tape versus this Kyle Pitts kid, oh, my goodness, he put up north of 120 yards, whether or not it was on Surtain or not, particularly speaking. But I'm not saying that Kyle Pitts or Slater or anybody that's in this particular draft that we draft at the 10th pick will not help this team. But I'm going back to the concept. We are a cover 3, cover zone concept type of team. So I just don't want people to be so one-sided to it, but just look at the best player available. Woo! Does something to you, right? And the Dallas Cowboys select said best player available. And I hate to say this, but I got to. Let me just say this one more time. Is Patrick Surtain, and I'm not trying to lobby against him because I'll be one of the bigger fans of us drafting him if the Cowboys decided to. I'm not going to be this guy to say, well, Patrick Surtain, is trash. I'm not going to be that guy, and we shouldn't be that guy. But is he light years ahead of Greg Newsom? Can you get Greg Newsom in a second? Can you get an Eric Stokes in a second? Can you get now Shante Samuels? He may be too small within this system. You might have to kick him inside, and you might have to work with Reggie on the outside. And I'm talking about Robinson or Maurice Kennedy on the outside. But is he that much better than Ifutu Melifonwu? Is he better than Kelvin Joseph, Keith Taylor in this particular system? Is he that much better than a Trey Norwood or a Tyson Campbell? that you can just go out there in the second round, or probably some of these guys might fall because we got many picks we got. Boy, we got a gang of picks, right? But I can tell you this, though, Cowboy Nation. With the 10th pick of the draft, I don't think that there's a Slater, somebody's equivalent to a Slater in the second or in the third, in the third or fourth round. Y'all let me know. Constantine says Patrick Surtain is much better of a Campbell. But how much in a zone concept? How much will he be better than a Tyson Campbell in a zone concept in a cover 3 zone? Can you get the value? I'm talking about value. Because now we're talking about engine versus the oil that keeps the thing going. You can be a 6-cylinder versus an 8-cylinder. Or you can look at it and say, well, I got this extra oil. It's synthetic, baby. If I pour this oil in, it keep me rolling, and I'm good with the 6. We can be conservative with it. Or you can just say, okay, let me upgrade to the 8-cylinder. So if I need to climb that hill, baby, I can get up it. I would never forget when I was rolling around in my 95 Honda Civic 4-cylinder down through Jackson, Mississippi. And you know where you get through I-55 and you squeeze over to 220, there's this little hill. Car start Harlem shaking. It don't matter what type of cool air intake I had. It don't matter what type of manifold I had. I went and got an upgrade on the manifold. The exhaust pipe had all type of stuff on it. Had a spoiler on the back. That mug was Harlem shaking, baby. Don't matter all of the other stuff that I added to it. I even got some new transmission stuff to make it ride smoother. This way back in college days, baby. I thought I was doing something with the alloy rims. Oh my goodness. I thought I was doing something. And my uncle used to always say, man, there ain't nothing but a go-kart, man. You ain't getting nowhere in that 4-cylinder. No matter what all you do to it. And then when I fooled around and finally got behind that 8-cylinder, I said, I'm never looking back. And there's nothing wrong with a 4-cylinder. Truth be told, that 4-cylinder car can get you the same. If I start driving right now, I'm in Dallas, Texas, get on 20, I can make it all the way to Atlanta just like I would with an 8-cylinder on 20. It can get you the same place, same location. But I can't pull nobody out of a hole with it, right? That's the reality of it. That is the truth of it. Can't pull nobody out of that hole with it. There are certain things that I just can't do with it. You can't climb a hill.
Yeah. Brian, what do we need to know about this?
Yeah. Well, the playing at 85% playing zone or playing or the guard. Which one would you like to know
both
about?
Those.
Yeah. Okay.
I think those are both.
Let's start with the guard. And again, okay. I was on the phone last night. Again, this time of year, I'm on the phone way too much when it comes to this stuff. But I love it, and I love being a part of it. And I had a scout last night tell me, he's like, listen, you take Slater, Rashawn Slater from Northwestern, the tackle, you take him and play him at guard, you could have the next Zach Martin playing for you. He goes, the problem you can have, though, is he might be Zach Martin at guard, but he won't be as good of a tackle probably because of some of the physical limitations that he might have. So I was like going, wait a minute. No. And then the guy's like, no, really? Seriously? And I go, okay, I'm all for the Zach Martin. But he was saying, he goes, listen, go back and look at Zach Martin playing at Notre Dame, playing his left tackle.
Yep.
Absolutely right. There
4 years.
There were some physical limitations for Zach Martin. Much better player when you put him inside, though. He went from being a good left tackle to being a all-pro guard. And so I could see where this guy is coming from, but I've seen Slater, I've seen him block Chase Young, and that's who you're playing against. Not every week in the NFL, but that's one of the best ones.
Right, twice a year.
Those are the kinds of guys. I watched him play Northwestern versus Ohio State, and it got to the point where they had to move Chase Young to the other side to get a rush. So. I'm like, man, it's him, Penny Sewell, those guys. You could tell me short arms and this and that and the other.
Right.
But you could also tell me power. You could tell me athletic ability. You could tell me footwork. You could tell me just grip strength. You could, these are things that are all, there. But it was one of those things that made me think,
I mean, that's value loss. If Tyron can't continue on.
Right.
Then you have this all-pro guard who played tackle in college, but you're like, no, we move him out there. Now we have an average or maybe slightly above average asset.
Yeah, that's.
My goodness. Shout out to Brian Broaders as well as Galvin. My thing is, that's a crazy booger bear, ain't it? You got, on one end, you got choices of having, I guess, a legitimate, strong, suitable guard. And then on the other end, you have a chance of having a less than spectacular tackler. They could go together too. It's like a tongue twister. But my thing is, are any of those guys better than Brandon Knight? Or any of those guys better than a Terrence? Still, it's depths. It's depths. Right now, and I know people want to fight me later, the best guard that we got on our team is playing tackle. Well, one of the best. One of the best guards on our team playing tackle. Lyle Collins. Big boy, big physical guy, mauler. He didn't have problem with power and strength. He flipped it all the way over to be a tackle, And he did a great job when he had the chance and opportunity. But anybody can look at 2018 tape and say, man, the kid had some growing pains, right? 18 tape, growing pains. 19 tape, more solid, got his bag or what have you. 2020, got injured, right? Right or wrong? Right or wrong? The best guard we got, physicality, outside of Zach Martin. And last year, when we look at the injuries part of it, when they finally kicked Zach Martin at tackle, he was the best tackle we had out there. He was the best guy on that front five. Everybody else we playing musical chairs with. We love Joe Looney. We love him. Solid, but not a starter. Tyler Biadasz, or Biadasz is how Jerry Wine Jones would say. I call him Wine because he liked to stop and get that 7-Eleven wine instead of Wayne. Tyler Biadasz showed us some good flashes, but he got folded up like a lawn chair. That hamstring folded it up on him. We don't really know. From the stretch of games that he did play in, okay, yeah, we can say, all right, cool. But the thing is, we can't be rolling in to 2021 season with all of these excuses. We can't. We can't. We can't be rolling in because everyone have a reason, but results are what matter.
That's the thought. And
yeah,
so
that's not cool.
That's the problem that I would run into. And the whole thing with Mike and the whole Mike Lombardi, and it's funny, I was talking with Mike in the break. I was texting back and forth. But Dan Quinn, as far as what he's going to do, I don't think you're going to see what you saw with Dan Quinn in Atlanta. And hear me on this.
Or Seattle.
No. I think that I think there's going to be some variations of things, some staples that he might have.
Okay.
I think this is the one guy that we heard them talk about fitting the players to the scheme.
Yeah.
Right.
And so if you have these players, Joe Witt, the secondary coach, you have these coaches that say, hey, listen, we can't play like we did in Atlanta with these guys. We can't play like you did in Seattle with these guys. We've got to figure out these are better man players. These are better. They play better in press coverage than off coverage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Dan Quinn's going to make that mistake. I don't think he's going. I think Mike has got him wrong. I think Mike has got him wrong saying, is he going to play zone and off coverage? Yes. 80% of the time? No. I don't.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. 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 So, I see Brian Broaders turning the thing around right quick. So what Brian Brothers is saying is this right here. We're going to play to the strength of the players. Did we hear this before? Did we hear Mike McCarthy say that last year where we're going to play is up to the players? My thing is, if I'm going out there, if I'm hiring somebody to do a job, damn it, I'm going to hire you to do the job that you do well at. Not doing the job that you don't perform well at and trying to create something else that's different. If I'm looking at your resume and I'm looking at what you bring to the table, I want that. I do not want you trying to figure this thing out and say, okay, just like last year because we heard it. We're going to do 4-3. We're going to have some 3-4 principles. We're going to be a hybrid style of defense. Hey, if you like your hand in the dirt, you can put your hand down inside. If you don't, you can stand up. No. I want somebody to have the cojones enough to say, hey, this is what we run it, and this is what we're going to establish, and this is going to be the tone. And I don't care if you don't like it. If you love it, hey, you on page with me. But if you don't, you better figure out a way. Because at the end of the day, this is my country. This is what I'm telling you what to do. I'm in control of everything. Because what will happen here, if you have a different principle, and if you start bending into the players, and if you start trying to suck up and kiss up to the players, docile. You got to come in, Quinn, and say, this is my program. This is what made me have the ability to win such dominance presence as it relates to defense when we coached it here. These are what the things, because when you start listening to the players and they being and moaning, I'm trying to keep it PG-13. I see Mama watching. You know, hey, when you got to look at it in those factors, you do not want to bend to the players because you will have, and I'm not trying to throw him under the bus or sideways in front of the bus and these sorts of things, but you will have players say, hey, it's too complicated. Back when I played it this way, we was doing it that way. You got to have that dog mentality, and you got to look at it like, man, not that little dog. I want that big dog. Not no dog. I want that dog to be close like that. Listen to more what they have to say. You got to have your principles and concept there.
I don't think so. So to me, I will disagree with Mike on that. Like he disagrees with me about San Francisco taking that quarterback at 3. You know, hey, these are the discussions you have. Mm-hmm. But I will say this, though. I feel like, though, to me, the Cowboys, to Jerry Jones, it is in his mind, he has always wanted to keep the front of the pocket clean, no matter who his quarterback was.
Yeah.
Whether it was Romo, whether it was
Aikman,
any of these guys. He felt like, he goes, I'm going to commit to having a place where my quarterback can step up. Facts. And if drafting Slater means he could keep the front of the pocket clean with the center and also Zach Martin there, I think he's going to consider that. But
hey, before he goes into further details, I have to say, because good old Jerry, he didn't keep that front or the interior of the pocket clean for Tony Romo until the latter part of his career. It wasn't for the first part. We had Costa, and we had y'all named the offensive line that we had for Tony Romo on the front end of it, But I feel what Brian Brothers is saying as of now. And truth be told, Jerry played offensive lineman, so he should know that, hey, this is what we need in order to keep this offense rolling.
But to me, also, don't discount that. Don't discount that Surtain. That is going to be a strong consideration for them.
I'm glad you came back around to that, because I'm going to go ahead and put Slater in a group of 2 with Pitts as far as realistic offensive players that could be there at 10 that I'm probably taking over Surtain. And a lot of that is what you just said right there at the end. If you're going to invest this much in your quarterback, wide receivers, and running back position, you better be able to keep it clean, and you better be able to open holes. Right now with Biotish and Connor Williams or McGovern in the middle and on the left side, it's going to be a scramble a lot of plays. You're going to be like, oh, crap, it's breaking down. And some games, especially games with good defensive tackle play, it's going to be all 4 quarters.
Yeah.
And I think you can try to build a defense hard, use all of your assets, and still end up with a crap defense. You take another Zach Martin at 10 and put him there at guard, and your offense is cruising, man.
Yes.
You're looking at like, oh, iceberg ahead. It don't matter. We're going right through the effing iceberg.
Right.
You know, I think that much about the skill players and the linemen they already have.
All right. So I love the way he just broke that down toward the end of it. That was the end of that particular interview with 105.3 The Fan. The link is in one of the description box. So if you guys want to replay without me pausing and these sorts, just go to 105.3 The Fan or dashcity.com and you can rewind those things. So what he's saying is that basically you don't look Connor McGovern, Tyler Biotis, Connor Williams. I'm not trying to throw any salt or shade at Connor Williams, but I believe that these interior defensive linemen, they ain't worried about Connor. They ain't worried about him. Like I said, they got these spades. They got these spades in their hand, and they sit there and say, man, I got a joker. We playing deuces wild. I got joker, deuce. I know for sure I can win at least 4 times. I know for sure. I ain't going to say 4 times. I ain't gonna do the kid like that. But I know for sure they got 2 in the possible. Hey, dog, what you got? What you been on? Dog, I got 2 in the push. Where you 2 gonna come? Man, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, fam. I'm gonna get you at least 2 books. At least. If not, I'm gonna give you some pressure. He's gonna come from the interior. When you gonna bail me out, dog? I'll go around 3rd, 4th quarter. I'll do that. Look, the Legion of Boom, everybody loved them, right? Everybody want to have that as a model for the Cowboys. And all we did was when Chris Richard was here, everybody was saying, hey, man, they're trying to do the Legion of Boom. Such and such would be this guy. I even heard people say this guy would be that guy, right? And we just need a safety and these sorts of things. I want you guys to help me out. What round was Richard Sherman drafted in? What round was Brandon Browner? I believe he was on that team. What round was he drafted in? Oh, snap. What round was Cam Chancellor drafted in? Look, we're going to have to focus in and look at the cons and pros. We're going to have to really dive into this situation and make sure that we don't miss out on an opportunity. I'm with BPA all day. So I'm with the belief that if you can get somebody who can legitimately make this offense better, then you do it on that side of the ball. And everybody know that I'm team defense. Defense win championships. Everybody know that. I will say that, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. But right now, based upon this particular draft, predicated upon what this draft is bringing out, the value states that all of your defensive secondary, the 2nd, 3rd round, and we got so many compensatory picks. I'm with this belief. Y'all can charge it to my head, not my heart. But you can just say, Law, you just hard-headed, man. I don't want to use all 10 of those picks. I want to package these things together, baby. Hey, let me dance with this one. You know, I want to package these things together. I played that one already. Let me slow it down just a little bit. I want to package those things together. I want to be able to look into this thing, and I want to say, okay, we got 10 of them. Let's move up. That guy's still on the board. Oh, that player right there, I like what I saw on the tape. I ain't going to play around with my food. I'm going to go ahead and snatch him up. Get over here, you know. I'm going to shoot that thing out like this. Get over here, you know. I ain't finna be playing around with this thing. Look, we played around in the free agency. We went to Target and the clearance aisle and said, man, that was a high-end store for us. We went to, name me another store. Well, we went to some of these stores, not like the TJ Maxx and the Marshalls, but we went at least to Walmart and went to the clearance rack and said, okay, at least we're in the store. It's not Dollar Tree. At this time, I like to know what's on your mind, Cowboy Nation. as I set this up, I'm going to send out a link. So give me a few seconds so you guys can bring in your thoughts. Turn me up. Yeah. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Watch how that thing on flute coming out. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Let's go. BPA, I see you, Jake. He said, is Patrick Surtain? All right. The link is in. We're going to bring in Michael in a few. Osborne. Give me a second, Osborne. Y'all jamming out and jamming in to that beat. Get you up off your feet. Hey. Just got to pin it to the top. We don't got no producers here. It's just me. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Shout out to everybody that's here. There we go. Yeah, so if you're on my YouTube page, you should be able to see it now. On the top of the screen. That's how you are able to jump in and get in. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Mike, what's good? Mike. You're live. Talk to me, Mike. I don't know, man. We got some choppy audio, but what you got on your mind? What's on your heart? Man, Mike, you decked out too, man. I see you with all of the Cowboys gear. Try to reconnect, man, with your Wi-Fi, man. I'm gonna let somebody else jump in. All right, so the link is in the description box. If you're on my Facebook, you have to scroll. There's no way for me to pin on Facebook, but the link is in there. And my thing is, I want your thoughts. I want your opinions of everything, whether it's objective or whether you agree or disagree, whether you want to educate me, man. I'm all here. I'm all open ears. I don't know it all, and I never will be that guy to say, man, I know it all. I got the lottery tickets right here. I got all of the numbers. No. I'm not that guy. They got some people that's like that, but that's not me. So I'm going to try you again. Mike, what's good? Just try to reconnect, Mike. Bad audio. All right, so my thing is, Cowboy Nation, when we look into this draft in general, we want to get the best player available. We need to figure this thing out because the pick that we get, I believe in the hearts of hearts, regardless of who we get, will help us out. But we looking for a person that we can have on this team for cheap for 5 years because, you know, you have the 5th-year option go, and you really want that thing to trickle down and be on this team so that you can get the better and the best results. What we got over here? Horn is quicker, faster, blitz better, hits better. This is from Travis. Yeah. And Horn is my CB1. He's my cornerback 1, and I believe that Horn, I know a lot of people say that he's grabby and these sorts of things, but I believe that Horn is one of those guys that we can look at and say, all right, cool. But if we're going to be looking into the zone situation, maybe you can find better value down the line. And I don't think that the Cowboys will go with the 10th overall draft pick as it relates to Horn. Let's see, predicated upon where this defense is at. Let's see, Mike, what's good with your rapper DMX on the deathbed? I hope all is well with him. Yeah, y'all send your prayers up to DMX. Hope he fall through and battle through. Eddie Cruz, appreciate you. Defense. Yeah, coming around on Horn. Still like Surtain's Doodley. Hey, whoever the Cowboys get, I think that they will be serviceable enough to help us out. True value will have to come in the later rounds, and there's substantial possibilities with COVID complications. Good talent has slipped through the cracks, and we need more than one good pick. That's for sure. This is from Maxwell. I agree. I cannot find ways to disagree. The draft is always a fickle process, but nevertheless, when you look at the draft, majority of your players, your heavy hitters as it relates to Hall of Famers, 3rd, 4th round. They come in the later rounds, and that's when you have to really comb through and do your homework on players. So, and the hardest part about a draft is that you can't really grade them year one. You got to wait to 3 years to grade them. Now, you can do some projections and things like that and say, hey, man, they played at this level year one. We would like to see what they can do in the 2nd year and the 3rd year. Okay, now we got an idea of what players can do. Kind of like Diggs. He's still in that, hey, we making our observation of him. We want to see if he can repeat what he did from year 1 to year 2. Okay, LVE, fantastic year 1. We thought we was going to get that for the remainder of his career. But he fell off year 2, and then year 3, we're looking at it like, hey, man, what was that? So now we're really looking at LVE with the side eye and sitting there saying, okay, what are you going to do now? Tristan Hill, we don't know. One can argue that last year we saw a little piece of it, but it wasn't long enough as far as consistency. So we don't know what we got out of a Tristan Hill. This will be the telltale sign of who Tristan Hill is all about. I love this Q&A session right here. Really appreciate everybody. Cowboy Vet 71. Underwear Olympics don't make you great. This is true facts. Underwear Olympics. There's 2 ways you can look at the combine or pro days. Now, pro days will always be leaning a little bit toward the favor of the player. Why? The institution, the university, got everything to really do with that. Why would they try to showcase bad numbers? They want to showcase good things. It's a business. I want players and recruits to come to my organization, come to my franchise, come to my business. So if it's a 4, is it 4.5? Man, it's a 4.4. It's just how it goes. If he can do 18 reps, real talk, it could probably be a lighter bar. I don't know. They trying to figure out ways to bring and showcase talent best for their players. They schedule everything out and they say, okay, yeah, this is the future date. We're going to make sure that you got this in your system. We got that in your system. You get this amount of rest because we need these good numbers because we want that recruitment class for the 2022, the 2023, 2024 to say, hey, you came from our program. You first came in, you were running a 4.6, now you're running a 4.3. We got the interest, best. We got your best interest. Pitts or offensive line is from Greg Berry. Let me let Jessica get in. Before we let Jessica get in, I will say from here, best player available, and I'll break that down. Jessica, you're live. Talk to me.
Hey, Mom. How y'all?
Hey, we great. I see you Cowboys down. You got your mask on. You got your Dak Prescott jersey. Oh, you ready. You ready to play some football now or root for it.
Yeah.
What you got for the show?
I'm like I said, we need to just come in and we need to change up our routine.
Mm-hmm.
We need to change up our our game scheme.
Right.
Like like I said, not be predictable. Switch it up. Come in balling, come in fighting, and going like strong. Clap black every time.
Right.
So that's what I have. And like I was telling somebody, to have something, to make something, you got to put work into it.
Right.
If you want to change things, if you want to have nice things, you got to work hard for it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't sit here and be lazy, lackadaisy.
Facts.
You got to come in and you got to go pow, pow, pow. Non-stop. Bully ball. Get those pieces we need to add more and just do what we got to do and ball out. Help that as much as they can. Teamwork.
Make the dream work, right?
Yes, sir.
You right on the money with it, Jay. You right on the money with it. I really appreciate you every time you call in. I know you want to leave a positive message for everyone, and I know that you were like you just soaking in all of that Cowboys gear. I see you. Hey, this is what we want. This is what we need out there. That type of energy. I really appreciate you so much. What else you got for the show?
And I also got on my Cowboy slippers.
Oh wow, you Cowboys down. I like that face mask, though, by the way. Yeah, that's a dope one. Where you get that one from?
I got it from the gas station.
Man, that gas station go hard if they selling it like that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate you for calling in, though. I really do.
All right.
Thank
Happy
you.
Saturday, guys. Y'all stay blessed.
Amen to that. Appreciate you. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all give it up for Jessica. Oh, my goodness. She was Cowboys down. What I'm trying to do is trying to build a plane while it's in the air. I did a drawing and for the Facebook side of things, and I haven't got nobody to respond to the drawing. So I said, man, I got to include or add in the YouTube sides of things. So y'all bear with me. For those who made the donation to help elevate the nation, I got your name in drawing there. So I'm trying to fix this up. And before we roll up out of here, I hope you guys have a beautiful morning. And give me a couple more seconds. Michael, I see you're trying to get in. Maybe your internet connection is not all the way there. Just try again one more time before we wrap this thing up. I really appreciate you all for jumping in. Let me do this right quick while I set this up. Turn me up. Yeah. Cowboy Nation. One day at a time, one movement at a time, baby. And I'll break down the Cow Pitts thing in a few. Let me set this up real quick. It ain't take me that long. Yeah. Still setting up, man. I really appreciate y'all. Just gotta grab these names. Y'all know how that go, right? Yeah. Here we go. Let's go. Yeah. Hey. Hold tight, Michael. I see you. Here we go. Right. Cowboy Nation. Yeah. All right. Let's go. Here we go, Cowboy Nation. Let's see if we got it here. Got to fix it up a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, we got it right here. Building the plane while it's in there. There we go. Yeah. Slide this way right quick. All right, so let me play that one more time. Let me go get that gift right quick. Yeah, it's spinning, baby. All right, so this is the giveaway. Now, according to this blanket, it can cover better than Cheeto Woozier, so that's why they got rid of them. It says it says over here in the description, it can cover better than Xavier Woods for sure. So although he's gone, we got these names that's in the entry, over 39 names in here. So let's see who gonna be the winner, who gonna get down in this thing. And you got less than 24 hours to reach back out to me on any of my platforms and confirm. You can reach out to me via Instagram, Facebook Messenger, or hell, you can just come in the comment box and say, hey, Law, that's me. That's me, baby. Let's go. Let's roll with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. 1. Yeah, come on. Yeah. We got one winner. We're gonna roll it again. Let's go. Yeah, watch how that beat come in. Y'all give it up to Miss Via Thomas. Let's go. Yeah, come on. Come on. Y'all give it up. Hey. Oh. Let's go. And roll that thing. We'll do it 3 times for your mind. Let's go. Come on. Will of Law. What the law says, baby. Yeah. David. Let's go. Come on. Let me see how I can get that other chat out the way. Come on. Yeah. Here we go. Bam. Get that out the way. Get out the way. One more time for your mind. Let's go. Turn me up. Come on. Y'all rocking with the nation, baby. Let's go. Here we go. Yeah. Stelio! Contact me. David, contact me. Yeah. All right. Y'all got this right here. Let's go. There you go. And cover you. Cover you. All right. Really appreciate y'all. Appreciate you. All right, so those were the three winners, and we got Dave, we got Trevia, we got Thomas, we got David, and we got Stelio's 300, the winners for that particular draw in Cowboy Nation. So let me see who we have over here. Mike, what's good with you, man? What you got for the show? Mike, you frozen. And I ain't talking about the cartoon because I don't want to hear that cartoon no more this week. I'm tired of Frozen 1 and 2. If you got little girls, you got little ones, you'll know what I'm talking about. Bam. Mike. All right, Mike. You just have to try again, Mike. All right, Cowboy Nation, I'm going to give it about 5 more minutes before I close that line out. Here's the situation with Kyle Pitts, and I'm not saying the Cowboys should go out there and scoop up Kyle Pitts. What I'm saying is that this right here with this particular tackle or tight end, I meant to say, he can play in line and out. He can run like a gazelle. I don't think that now after his pro day that he will fall to 10, but if he do, and I know that that's the hottest of the hottest topic because we go back and forth with, do you need him when you got a Dalton Schultz, you got an explosive guy named Blake Jarwin, who's really explosive against the Giants, dare I say. So when we look at all of those things, we would say to ourselves, all right, cool. Yeah, that's cool. We got this and we got that. But the problem is, Cowboy Nation, if he's the best player available on your board, you should never look at it like, okay, he's the best player, but Surtain is the best defensive player, and I got Kyle Pitts 5 slots ahead of him. Let me just lean on the defensive side of the ball, which in a mindset, your collective team, if you work out things that way, yes, you can make some ways of saying, okay, he was the best player available, my defensive back, and I picked him over Kyle Pitts. But in the hearts, you didn't stay true to your philosophy. That's all I'm saying. You got to stay true to your philosophy. You got to look at it like, how can I have a guy on my team that makes the opposing team stay up an extra hour? Oh, make the opposing team figure this thing out, because if you want to load the box, I got 2 tight ends, mismatch. I got an outside wide receiver that I know for sure is a nuanced route runner, and you got to think about how I'm going to control and stop this 50-50 guy who can pluck the ball out of the sky named Michael Gallup. So you want to put that type of stress on the opposing team, and I believe that teams would spend more time trying to figure out and try to resolve the Kyle Pitt versus trying to look at a Patrick Surtain, and they'd be like, okay, how can we stop, how can we pass or run against this particular team? You know, so this is how it looks like for me, from my perspective of best player available. You go grab that guy that can make an impact to your team in different ways, in multiple ways, score touchdowns, can be a red zone threat, and also can find the soft spots in the zone, who numbers are comparable to a DK Metcalf, and as far as his athleticism is comparable to a Julio Jones / Calvin, what's his guy name? Megatron, whatever Megatron name, his real name, Calvin Johnson or something like that. You just can't pass up on talent. You'll figure out, like, in the second and third round, there's no talent close to Kyle Pitts, but there is talent close in the second and third round as it relates to defensive back that's close to a Surtain. So that's how you got to look at it. You do not want to overthink this and overanalyze it, but you got to look at it from those perspectives. And if you want to say, okay, I'm still looking at to improve my offensive line, well, newsflash. You can still pick up a Kyle Pitts, and in the second round you can go, and I know I'm going to get the hate mail. Law, you trying to tell me you go offense? But it quite sure can be that. Cowboys can draft Kyle Pitts in the first. In the second round, they pick up an Alex Leatherwood. Now, what they got to do is they got to look at these 10 picks, and they have to say to themselves, How? How can they move up? They should not leave out of the 2021 draft with all 10 of them. They should figure out a way to move up. They got one of the compensatory picks, which is tradable, by the way. It falls under the 100 players in this draft. So you got to package something to get ahead. That's just how it goes. Jay, what's good, man? Talk to me. You're live. Unmute yourself, Jay. We can't hear you.
My bad. That's a rookie mistake.
No, you good, fam. What's good? What's on your mind, man? What's on your mind?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I can't complain.
Well, listen, I'm about to wake it up real quick. I got a trivia question for you. When is the last time the Cowboys drafted an elite defender in the first round?
An elite defender in the first round.
Mm-hmm. I know the answer, but I'm gonna help everybody think about something.
Any elite?
I'm gonna tell you. The last time the Cowboys drafted an elite defender in the first round was 2005.
Oh, okay.
That player was picked 11th overall, and it was DeMarcus Ware.
Uh-huh.
And at that time, they had to be convinced by a Dallas Morning News beat writer to even draft him. Rick Gosselin had to convince them to draft him. The Cowboys historically are horrible at drafting defense in the first round. Now, if we look at something, just go back and look at history. Every single, we'll just say since Dak has been drafted, let's say since 2016, the Cowboys always spend top 100 draft capital on defense. In 2016, they went defense second round, and I believe the third round as well. And even in the fourth round, because remember, they got Charles Tapper before they even got Dak Prescott, because we had 2 compensatory picks.
Facts.
The Cowboys love to build defense through the draft, but guess what? That never works. And I always say, anytime any team is going to make a run, what do they do, Law? They always are heavy hitters in free agency.
Yo.
The Cowboys historically mismanage their cap to where they can never be big spenders in free agency. If we go and we look at the Philadelphia Eagles, who bought their Super Bowl in 2017, if we go and look at Denver, they bought a defense. The Giants, even in 2016, remember, they spent $200 million on the defense just to buy it. The thing is, you cannot expect a bunch of rookies to come in and make an impact. We saw it last year with Diggs. Everybody is so excited about Diggs. Everyone gets on the line and says, oh, my God, Diggs had 3 interceptions. Well, 3 interceptions came from one team. 2 of those were in one game. So let's not do that. Diggs struggled last year. The reason why he struggled last year, the Cowboys front is weak. I hate to be this guy, but the Cowboys front is going to be weak again this year because we're going to try out the exact same front as last year. Everyone expecting Dan Quinn to come in and wave this magic wand and say, boop, here we go. But that's not going to work because we know Dan Quinn has never done that. Even when all the years that he was in Atlanta, they never had an above 15 ranked defense.
Jay, let me say this right quick. We have not changed anybody on that front, but we went and got Brent Urban, and we went and got a Carlos Watkins, right? And one can argue that in this particular draft, even if you go get that true one tech, which I believe that the Cowboys just don't draft that way, it's going to take a time for them to get their man body and that NFL strength together. You know, throwing 40 pounds, throwing the 225 around Tommy Tiaga in Ohio is one thing. But these are actual bodies that it's going to take a time, even if we go draft him. And he's only 296, by the way. So it's going to be time. So that's why they're supposed to look into this free agency and pull that guy that got some skin on the wall. But go ahead.
Well, and to your point, and I'll toss this back at you, Law. You say it's going to take 3 years to get to their man body. Okay, so we draft that player, let's say round 2 and beyond.
Yeah.
After 3 years, it's going to be time for what?
Contract
You see
time
what we
play.
do?
Yeah.
And we do it every year. We
Yeah.
did it with Hitchens. We do it with everybody. So again, the Cowboys create a breeding ground for other NFL teams. That's really what we do. That's why I always say the draft is not a way to build a team, and it's definitely not successful for the Cowboys. And I'll
Right.
leave you with this, and I've said this before in the chat. Drafting an offensive lineman, for me, it's Slater.
Okay.
Drafting Slater at 10, if he's there, helps your team in 4 ways.
Mm-hmm.
We love Dak, but we have to be honest. Dak struggles without protection. We
Right,
see it with
yeah.
a lot of quarterbacks. Your left tackle is very important, so he helps Dak. Zeke isn't elite anymore. We have to get Zeke back to an elite level, but he needs protection in order to do that. We've seen that before.
Mm-hmm.
The third thing, Tyron hasn't played a full season since 2015. He's never played a full season with Dak. Never. He's always missed exactly, if you go back and you look, he's missed exactly 3 games every year, with the exception of last year where he's missed the most. What that shows is a history of regression. So we have to make sure that we have somebody who can slide in as a swing tackle. Oh, and the fourth point. Who do we play twice a year in our division with one of the best defensive fronts?
Oh,
the
my
Washington football team.
Yeah.
Who matches great with Chase Young? Rashawn Slater.
He do. Yeah.
So in 4 different ways, we're seeing that just with this one pick, it gives you an insurance policy for Tyron. It helps your franchise quarterback. It helps your $90 million running back. And you have a defender, an offender who's able to hold off one of your rivals' best defender. You cannot go wrong with drafting him. Now, if you want, there's plenty of corners in the draft. We know that. Let's. I'm telling you, strengthen your strength, and by getting that offensive tackle, that's how you do it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, you got to always strengthen your strength and always look for down the line, because we know for sure that Tyron Smith can't stay healthy. That's just a given. But I'm reaching out to you because you the inside scoop, man. I want to know. Look, you don't have to name drop anything, bro. I ain't gonna do you like that. But I just want to know, like, your thoughts on La'el Collins and your thoughts, because that's what we're waiting for, to see if La'el Collins can step it back up. And I seen him out there fishing with Dak Prescott and beyond, and that's a whole nother story. Also, I want to know your inside scoop on Tony Pollard. You know, I seen him working out with your brother and everything. So I just want to figure this thing out.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this, and okay, a lot of people even last year were so upset at me because I was hyping up Derrick Henry. So I'm gonna bring that back to the Tony Pollard thing. Derrick Henry is a monster, and I told everybody last year he was gonna be a monster. It's just because that my big brother is his trainer, but you gotta see the way this man puts in work. Actually, he also trains Dak. He trains Zeke. Zeke had something going on, so he couldn't finish out the program, and we see how that happened. Nevertheless, Tony Pollard, I'm telling you guys now, if the Cowboys use Tony Pollard the right way, Tony is that's a man on a mission, folks. I'm telling you guys, you don't have to take my word for it, just watch this season. That man is hungry. He is so ready. And actually, Tony Pollard has become one of my favorite people. He is such a cool guy, Law. Maybe in the offseason, not this year because he's so focused. Maybe, I don't know, at some point, I gotta get you connected because he'll be a good person to talk with you.
Well, let me ask you this. Why is Tony Pollard working out more with Derrick Henry than he is working out with Zeke, though, during this offseason? Why is that?
Law. You trying to paint me? I'm
just trying to get it, baby. I'm looking from the outside. I see Tony and Derek working out. Why Zeke ain't in that thing, man?
Well, I don't know.
That's weird. That's the weirdest thing. But I know that this is off season, though.
I will say they were earlier. I will say that for a fact. They were earlier in the year.
Okay.
And also, I know you guys are probably looking at the stuff on Instagram. So I'll just give you Sanders Fit is a huge compound, and there's several trainers in there.
Okay.
And so some of the master trainers kind of rotate with some of the guys.
Mm-hmm.
So and then there are still some of the guys that live here that play for other teams, and they may rotate. So sometimes they don't post. So
Okay.
it's not that he's not working out, but yeah, I'll.
That's why I reach out. That's how you the scoop, man.
I'll just say,
Hey, I ain't gonna let you slide though before I let you go, man. What's the storyline with Zach? I mean, not Zach, but Lyell.
You know what? Okay, so as far as I know he had clinicals and he had testing, but as far as health wise, I mean, I've only seen him once physically, and that was a month ago. I haven't seen him physically since, but I will next month. So I don't have anything, not a lot. I really don't.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Well, I appreciate you, Jay, man. Anything else you got for the show?
No, I just don't want defense first round. I don't. I'm sorry. This team, no, history has proven no defense in the first round. It cannot work. Go second and beyond, but not in that first round. That's unfortunately the Cowboys are snake bitten at that first round pick for defense.
Yes, indeed. I thought you were trying to throw me a curveball. So when I was thinking, I said, man, defense. And I said, I had Ware in my mind, but I'm thinking you were trying to throw me a curveball. So that's why I was thinking I was about to say Roy Williams, and then you're gonna be like, nah, no, he wasn't elite ever, you know. But he was good for a short spurt, man, you know. Shortest of the spurt.
Oh, and Law, I gotta get you for a second.
Give me.
Man, earlier in this show, you said that Romo didn't have any protection. Come on, you can't say that. You don't remember Andre Garrard, Leonard Davis. You don't remember Flozell Adams?
Hey,
Pro Bowlers blocking for him.
He had a gang. Gerard was one of those guys now that would hike the ball over his head, but he was solid. But I was thinking that like all of those guys, were they drafted to help Romo out?
Well, they weren't drafted. Oh, I get you.
That's why I was saying that the focal point.
I got you. Okay, I got you. Because I was like, come on, and everybody wanted to throw Flozell out. Flozell actually left the Cowboys, and guess what happened the following year? He was playing in the Super Bowl at AT&T Stadium.
Damn.
Remember, he was blocking. Yeah, he was blocking for Pittsburgh.
I never knew. I forgot all about that.
Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh versus Green Bay.
Oh, wow.
He was blocking for old Ben Roethlisberger.
But you know, we should go down the list of all of the players that the Cowboys had on their team. Then the following year they go to the Super Bowl. We ought to do a show just on that. That list would be long.
I can think about. Never mind. Let me stop.
But appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for calling in, fam.
Appreciate you, man.
Salute. That's a good call from him. That was a great call, man. Oh my goodness. When I saw his name, I said, "Oh, scoop time. I'm gonna try to scoop all I can." And then when the season really kick in, I ain't gonna say his name, but I'm gonna really reach out to him so I can get that true scoop. All right, Rollin Reviews, you're live.
How you doing, Law?
Oh, I'm doing great. Well with 2 L's. What's good with you?
Yeah, I'm great. I just wanted to call in again and just tell you how informative your show is, and I thank you and as well as Mark and you guys include the ladies. We learn a lot from you guys, and I just wanted to say, don't pay any attention to the naysayers or the people who say that you're doing something. You keep doing what you're doing. You're an excellent.
Thanks.
You have an excellent show. People are responding to you positively. So if someone comes to you, you're stealing information, ignore them. Don't give them any energy. You keep moving. I'm an educator. I've been an educator for 22 years, and so I'm just telling you what I tell my students because I know I'm a little bit older than you. You keep doing what you're doing. As you hear negative statements, you're doing something right.
Amen to that. Yes, indeed.
You know what you do, and those of us who follow you know what you do. And so I do like I do. You focus on the people who are there for you. these people who are in their mom's basement, I call them the bottom feeders.
Yeah.
You don't give them any time or energy. You have a goal you're trying to reach, and with your platform, again, you're doing an excellent job. And so you keep reaching for the stars. Don't have any time for naysayers. But where you're going, young man, you don't have that kind of time. Time is a valuable commodity. Okay.
Amen to that.
And I just want you to know everything about your show. I'm sharing it with my family. I tell you, I'm a lifelong Cowboy fan. And I grew up in New York and Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow.
And where I grew up, I was surrounded by Giant fans and Eagle fans. So, you know, I've had a hard life.
Right.
So,
Jeez.
But my dad, if you lived in my dad's house, you were going to be a Cowboy fan. So
Right.
I still am. But I'm still learning so much. I look at your show, Mark, Vouch. I look at all you guys because I did not know the intricacies of a football game. So you just don't know. You're reaching, not only are you reaching men, you're reaching women. Those of us who love football, but we just didn't know the intricacies of the game. You understand what I'm saying? And so I'm learning so much. Even with the draft, I never looked at the draft before. Now you guys have me watching drafts. You know,
Right.
So I'm learning. You know, so I just wanted to let you know, don't you ever let anyone. You listen to Uncle Charles and those of us who are here to support you and anyone else, hey, it's not even important. You know what I'm saying? You have no time for that. And I'm going to try to help you grow the nation. And I look at it like this. I don't have cable, so I contribute to you. I'll contribute to Mark and Vouch. Look at all the years that we pay these cable companies this money. We have to support you. We have to support you guys. If we don't, who will?
The underground.
See what I'm saying?
Amen.
And you're giving accurate information. You're not like these, the 4-letter network
Right.
out here trying to get views. You're out here spitting facts. You're spitting truth. And anyone who says that you're not, well, they're just not telling the truth, to put it nicely. Okay, all of you are doing an excellent job, admirable job. And I have nothing but respect. Kudos to you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep reaching forward. All right. And just, hey, you got it. Okay. We got you. Those of us that watch your show religiously, we have your back. You don't have to worry about defending yourself. We know what you do, and that's all it counts.
Amen to that. Oh,
yes, sir.
You like
you're using your platform wisely, and I commend you for the way you word things. Again, your station is like my station. It's not for children, but I like the way you the wordage that you use. I love it.
Oh,
so you keep it up.
I really appreciate
Yes,
you. Hey, your channel is Rollin Reviews, right?
Yes, sir.
And your reviews of me, oh my goodness, you about to make me cry on national, just not national TV, but on national social media. I love it. I didn't like nothing that you said. I love everything you said, and these type of communication is so important. I really appreciate you so much.
Well, you need to know it because when I read, just like everyone else, when I read the comments on those the community section, and when I see the negative things that people are saying,
oh my God,
now I'm in education, so I get a lot of people try to give us a lot of negativity as well. So I don't accept it. I don't want you to accept it. People don't realize when you listen to that negative energy, that gets down in your soul, and it does affect what you do. Okay. So you're going to have to block that out. If the God has given you this platform and you're doing an excellent job with it, do not let Satan come in and steal what God has given you. You can't do that.
Amen.
Look at all the people you're reaching, and you're doing it. You're not being provocative. You're not using profanity to get clicks or views. You're just being who you are.
You're right.
So I'm telling you what I tell my high school students. Okay, I teach honors biotechnology here in Spring Lake, North Carolina.
All right.
And I'm just telling you, like I said, I'm older than you. I don't know everything, but like Uncle Charlie, I will share with you my life experiences.
Amen.
And do not People who are miserable, these people who are making all these negative statements about you, you're stealing content, they are miserable, wretched people.
Right.
And they want to pull you down in that dark hole. And you can't allow that. That's what I tell my students. You can't do that, Law. You keep looking up, brother. You keep doing what you know how to do. And you're doing an excellent job. For you not to be a news person on the 4-letter network, you're doing an excellent job, a better job. You're giving truth. You're not trying to get clicks. You're not telling lies, okay? So you keep it up. Obviously, look at how your platform is touching people. Look at your subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
You know you're doing a good job.
Amen.
That's why you're getting all the naysayers. Jealous. That's why jealousy is one of them deadly sins. Jealousy and envy. You see. So you keep it up. You don't stop what you're doing. You know you're doing something right because you got the naysayers coming after you. You don't have time for them. You don't have time for them. You keep doing, listen, Uncle Charlie, you keep doing what you doing. You know, us women here on here, you know we're supporting you as well. So you keep doing what you're doing because you're doing an excellent job. I wouldn't call in here and waste your time. I'm just telling you fact. Because I look at you, every time you're on, I look at you, trying to learn something. Even though I'm an educator, I'm always trying to learn something new. I just love learning.
Amen.
And I always learn something when you talk about the different positions. And I'm like, wow, I never thought about that because I actually change how I feel about something. Because I was like, oh, defense, or whatever the case may be. And I'll listen to what you have to say. You've played football. I'm a woman. Obviously, I have not. So your insight is greater than my insight. And I value that. So I listen to what you say. And I'm like, wow, I never thought about it like that. And so I learned. So you don't know, even though I'm an educator by trade, by career, you're also an educator on your platform. You're educating people whether you realize it or not. So, just keep that in mind.
Yes, indeed.
That makes sense. You're an educator. Did you know you were an educator?
I know now. The law is now giving out education for the nation. I really appreciate you so much. I'm going to use that education for the nation, baby. I really appreciate you.
Sir.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes,
Oh, my goodness.
Just like me. You just don't have the teaching certificate. You're educating people every day. Look at your platform.
Yes, indeed. Oh, my goodness.
So,
you're gonna make me tear up. Yeah, I really appreciate you so
tell you
much
what
for
you
your
get
love and
off.
adulations. Oh, yes, indeed.
Yes, sir.
Let me give you one of
I'm
these.
gonna tell you like I tell my students. Hey, I focus. If I have a class of 25 students, if I have 20 students that want to learn and 5 that don't, I'm not focusing on the 5 that don't. I'm over here with this 20 that's trying to learn. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you're gonna have to do, Law. That's what you're gonna have to do.
Man, I love you. I love you for the review. This review is everything. Appreciate you so much for chiming in and putting something on my mind. Appreciate you, Rollin. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed.
bless.
God bless. Oh, my goodness. I got one for each finger. I don't know how he going to really combat against that because, man, I'm feeling all good inside when people give you the love and adulations and also let people know that you are out here educating people. Man, that goes a long way. It do. And appreciations goes a long way, and I love the way she put out everything about my content and how I'm able to help others out. And that's the mission, to help others out, to have them to think differently. And if I accomplish that, it, like she said, even if it's one person or 20 people opposed to 25, man, that's a wonderful job. One for each finger.
Yeah. What's up, Law?
I see you.
Brother?
I see you got the cup. You got the hat. You got everything. You Cowboys down.
Hey, I'm on my job. My weekend thing. I got a project that I'm working on. It's a house over here, about 40 miles from Philly, over in Jersey that I'm working on. But I don't miss you. I don't miss no live stream. No sir.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
But
On
listen.
both channels. I uploaded on a 2.0 and then we flip it over to the Law Nation page because y'all know the Liberation for the Nation, man, is not going to be until June the 2nd. And I seen people literally, I have a 3-hour episode. They'll watch it on the 2.0 page and they say, man, they'll watch it on Facebook and then they'll turn around and watch it again on the Law Nation page. Man, that goes a long way until I'm liberated on June the 2nd. But I really appreciate you, man. What you got for the show?
Hey, man, listen. Let me say something. This is personally for all the haters. And, I know all about the naysayers and all of that.
Right.
But if you so much so-called, stealing their content and all that, where they patent that? If it's there so much. Where's the patent? You see what I'm saying?
Oh, my goodness.
You know, you must be doing something right if you got all of us rushing to hear your live stream the moment we get that notification. You see what I'm saying? Even after that, you must be doing something right. So look, man, I'm day one.
Amen.
Literally.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure it's a lot of other Cowboy family and brothers and sisters that are day ones as well. And we're going to stay day ones till, nonstop, live like 95.
Yes, indeed.
But look, man, you ain't got to worry about that, man. We here. We here. We here for life. We support you. We love what you do, man. I tell you, my content, when I want to know something, hey, Law Nation, my 8-year-old running back, number 21 for Ronhurst Raiders. Listen, he said, Law coming on. I'm like, not yet. He don't come on like that every second. You know what I mean? Right. But, even my 12-year-old daughter, she said, I'm going to play football, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to be like Law telling everybody, so look, you touching us, man. You know what I mean? And you know where I'm at. I'm in the trenches.
You down there. Wow.
Yeah,
you over there with the Philly. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. And like I said, in my truck with the star in the back, repping Dallas hard. You know what I mean? So look, man, listen.
Yeah.
Enough of that, nonsense. But here's what I want to speak about. The other night we were talking, you and I, and I said, hey, defense. And I said, you said, well, best BPA.
BPA,
so,
yeah.
I said, all right, man, I'm going to roll with you. I'm going to support. I'm going to back what you say 100%. But listen, from what I'm understanding, Pitts is not really a tight end, and the word is out on him. You know what I mean? He's a do-it-all, he's that guy from what I'm understanding.
Right.
And, I don't think he's going to be there at 10, bro.
Oh, no. I think he'd probably be gone based upon his reviews and stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying. And you know what, man? Justin Fields, he reminds me of a rookie Dak Prescott.
Oh, wow.
And building everything. And I saw him really slinging it, man, the other day.
The pro day, yeah.
And I'm looking at him, I'm saying, that's Dak. That was Dak. I saw him, you can see it all over in his face. They sit, they features and everything. And they build Dak about 10 pounds heavier, but hey, back to what I was saying though, man. Kyle Pitts, he's gone I think he's gone. But then again, remember CD fell to us. Right. So look, hey, you never know. You never know.
Never know. And that's why you got to stick to your philosophy and stick to what you believe in, because think about it. The Cowboys were looking at Diggs with that 17th pick. But they said, you know what, let's fall into lines of where we need to be at. BPA, best player available. And they could have got the Caleb Vaughn Chasen. But they said, no, we're going to stick to our philosophy because the need would have been on the defensive side. Now, one can argue and say, well, last year, look, they needed the defense. But I come here to tell you, if you stick to the principles, and like Jay said, Jay, who called in earlier, he was saying that, hey, you got to will and deal into free agency. Now, although the Cowboys this year didn't go heavy into free agency as we wanted, they did get some parts. But we still got that gape in the hole in the middle of the field, and that's defense.
Yeah.
You gotta have the ability to push that pocket back and create chaos for the quarterback.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm liking what they've been doing though.
Yeah, it's positive right now. We got the optimism, but we gotta wait and see around week 3, week 4 to see how this thing can work out as far as our defense.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It's looking good, but like you said, we gotta wait and see. See what comes. But right now, man, I'm hopeful. I'm excited. I'm going to be even more excited. When that draft day hit. And here's my thing. And it's been ringing in my ear for a minute. What if Pitt's not there at 10?
Mm-hmm.
Then what do we do?
BPA, if he's not there at 10, and if you look at your board, what you don't want to do, and I'm using this word what Brian Broader said for many of years, you don't want to window dress it. You don't want to reach. You want to look at it and say, okay, with the 10th pick, this is the guy that we have our heart set for. And if nobody's willing to come dance with you for that 10th pick, meaning to trade, then you look on your board and you say, hey, I got Slater if he's there, or if I have Elijah Vera Tucker that's there, then you pick that Elijah Vera Tucker and you just roll on from there. You'll wait until the next pick. The next pick is the 44th pick, and you see somebody that you really know that after all of your homework, after all of your reviews and everything, that you really know that person can be an impact to your team, and you got 10 draft picks, you got 9 since the first one. You got to package something up and say, okay, I'm moving up to make a move on this guy because I believe out of my reviews and out of all of the hard work that I've done, that this guy can make an impact to my team, and you trade back up to get that player. You got to be aggressive. What you can't do is just like even, biblically, you remember the story of the parable that Jesus said about the guy with all of the talents, right? Yeah. Or you don't want to be the person that take all of the talent and say, okay, I'm going to hold it. I'm gonna bury it in the ground, and I'm gonna make sure that everything that I use with this talent will be there for me the next year. No, you got to figure out how to exchange some of these things. If I can make it a biblical reference to it, since we want to have something tangible that we can see, you got to look at this thing and say, all right, cool. I'm going to move up. I'm going to make sure that I get these impact players that can make a difference. But like Jay lamented earlier, you can't be looking into this draft with 10 guys and you trying to try them out, and you roll into the 2021 season with high optimism, because that's what the draft do, and say we're going to be a juggernaut of a team. It don't work that way. You got to finagle.
You're right. And normally that's what they say. Oh, the Cowboys, this is it. Now I'm not hearing that, and that's why I say we're going to be a sleeper. Let's move in this thing silently. That's all, but deadly.
Silent but dead. I love it. I love it.
Yes, man. And everything else will fall in place, man. I mean, look, we're out here to support our boys, whether bad or good, and that's how it is. That's the type of fan I am, man.
Good, bad, or indifference. Appreciate you one for each finger. What else you got for the show before I let young Wilson on?
Hey, man, look, I want to say God bless everybody. My Cowboy Nation family, you and yours, your family. Look, I've been, real quick, me and my wife, we training deacon and deaconess in training in our church.
Oh, wow.
And, and Charity Baptist Church. And we've been at this for, I want to say, the last 4 months, even still when the COVID was going on. And when we take that test, man, and everything to take that leap, I'm gonna have Cowboys support backing me back here in Philly, because it's a little club down here too, and I just want you to know how far I'm reaching with this, and this, and the support as far as the walk in Christ and everything,
man. That's all, man.
That's a good thing. I feel good about that, and I feel good about my Cowboys.
Hey, man, you're a leader of the community, man. Especially, congratulations to you on that role of being a deacon, or going down that path. Now, the youth will be looking up to you, And even in certain situations, if the pastor can't make it, they're going to say, hey, we got deacon one for each finger up there. He's going to have to open this thing up. He's going to have to give you guys some foresights and knowledge and information from his reference points and his ability to bring forth the gospel, the truth. And I really appreciate your leadership for you and your wife on that mission there to help out those who are in need of prayer and love and adulation. Appreciate you.
Of course, man. Hey, look, y'all be blessed. And like I said, live like 95, man.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed.
All
I
right,
appreciate you. That's a good call for one for each finger. And just acknowledge him in all thy ways. Look, it's not, you don't have to do things in big celebratory moments. It's the small thing. It's the little things. He want to be in every moment. And I'm talking about the creator. All right. So we got Young Wilson. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for jumping on.
Hey, what's up, Law? How you doing?
Goodness.
Long time no here.
I know. It's been a minute, right?
I just wanted to talk about the draft too. What if we don't have tackles and we don't have the 2 cornerbacks available in the 10th pick? Who do we go with? I know BPA, but what's the best BPA at that point?
All right, so
it's Mike Martin.
you said Parson, Micah Parson?
Yep.
All right, so here's the unique thing about drafting at 10. Is in the top 10 of the draft. So there's always, I believe that there's a draft value, and most of the time, as far as first round draft grades, one can argue that there's about 12 to close to 14 real first round grades in the draft. So with the 10th pick, if the Cowboys did their fillers enough, they would leave some of the teams that's on the outside looking in wanting to be at that spot. Meaning that when I say fillers, there will be some news that the Cowboys are interested in a quarterback. There will be some news that the Cowboys are interested in such and such player, so that it can throw off their opposition. Now we are picking just right in front of the Eagles. They're gonna have their fillers. They're gonna have their thoughts on who they really want. And this is a con game, but this is how you got to do it. This is war. So what the Cowboys going to do at this point is, if the best player available is Jalen Waddle, at that point, if Deontay Smith is there, then they're going to say, okay, we're really thinking about getting him. We're really thinking about drafting him. And it will make the Eagles sweat. Maybe they would try to trade up and try to get in front of that pick. And they were never on our mind, So those are the things that I'm looking at. But I'm with the belief of the best player available. If Waddle is there, if the Micah Parson, if he's below Waddle, then you still pick Waddle over Micah. You just got to go. Or even I doubt if he dropped, but if Jamar Chase is there, you still go with the philosophy of BPA.
BPA on the board is basically, let's say, a wide receiver at number 10, and everyone else has fallen. Do you offer that trade to your NFC rivals, or let the other teams after you and try and work a deal out towards them?
Well,
I don't see us loading receiver box so much that we want to trade away another asset. That would all fall into the same play of everyone saying trade Mike McGough. It's like it's not broken. Why fix it?
Right, right.
So that whole argument of these guys saying, oh, well, let's trade Gout for a number 1 tackle, or let's trade Gout for a number 1 quarterback. They're all gone.
Right.
They're basically gone. We didn't put free agency in the first 48 hours of the free agency opening. We never do. KPOK, he really didn't help our secondary. Helped us in the middle of the linebacker core, but we still have not addressed safety, no tackle. And until we get those positions, we're going to be looking at Dak having to pass for 400 yards a game, 40 points, 40 burgers every week, with our defense doing the same thing. I just think Stevens too cheap. And unfortunately, Steven's going to be the one taking the draft. We all know Jerry's just going to rubber stamp the draft with Will McClay. But I think with you put that much pressure on Dallas with the draft of 10, with New York behind them, I think they panicked.
Mm.
I'm worried about them panicking at that draft pick. It's like they've never been in a position it has fallen where they are looking at 10, even with their basic rivals sitting behind them. It just fell that way because of that trade the Rams made, or not the Rams. That big trade with the Philly back and forth.
Right.
So I think that really screwed their pick. That I didn't make no sense of that. You had a chance at a Kyle Pitts. You had a chance at a high draft wide receiver point that they needed, even a tackle, but they traded that pick away.
Mm.
Yeah, they drafted picks in the next couple of years, but well, I mean, I think the NFL is right now, this year, not 2 years, 3, 4 years down the road.
No doubt, Young. I can barely hear you though, but I feel exactly what you're saying. My thing is, we will find out. We will find out, man. And I think that whoever we pick, we need to stand firm in the philosophy of BPA, and of course, with that 10th spot, I just think it's so sweet that somebody's going to panic, somebody's going to want to move up, and it's all predicated upon of what the Carolina Panthers do, as well as I think the Atlanta Falcons. There's 3 teams: Carolina Panthers, Denver, and I believe the Atlanta Falcons will start making teams sweat, because their decisions will really impact what the Cowboys will do as it relates to this draft. And I think that we are in the best spot possible. But I really appreciate you, Young, for calling in.
No problem, man. This is the thing in Hawaii. It's too far away to get the good connection.
I feel you. Hey, but I will be there. I'll be there in November-ish, and I'll hit you up when I'm in Hawaii. How far are you from the Waikiki? Is it Waikiki Island? How far are you from there?
You're going to be at the Holly Cole. I am 2 minutes away from that.
Oh, wow. So I can't wait to meet you, man. They were telling me about Luau. I've never been there. I never heard of it before until this year, what they do with the pig, and they put them under the ground and things like that. So I can't wait to see that moment.
You'll love it.
Man, I can't wait to see you, man. I'll see you around November-ish. Hopefully we'll be on a winning spree, and maybe we can meet up at a spot and we can call the play-by-play together.
Hell yeah, man. I can't wait. I'll see you in November, man. Have a good show.
Yeah, aloha. Get this good call from him. All right, so we're going to speed through this. I got Queen. Queen, what's good? Talk to me.
What's going on, Brother Law?
Oh, nothing much. Nothing much at all. What you got for the menu for the day?
What I got for the menu today is this. As much as everybody is drinking the good punch on Brother Pitts,
yep,
I'm going to say from what I know about Atlanta, because I do have a friend with the organization,
right?
I really don't see him making it past Atlanta or past number 6. And that's being honest, because Pitts fits where you can have him at the tight end, but in actuality, he's really a big body receiver who happens to play in the tight end slot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where he makes his money, where he makes his bread at. However, I am starting to see from all these pro days, especially with Oregon, not a lot of people are happy with Penei Sewell's results.
Yeah.
So I see there is a greater possibility of Sewell dropping to us at 10 should he make it past the Bengals and Detroit in particular,
yeah,
and Carolina. if he makes it at least past Carolina, he should drop to 10. And if he drops at 10, just take him and run and just, be done with it.
Well, let's do this right quick. Cincinnati, they need an offensive lineman, right? But they want to have a weapon for the young kid, Joe Burrows, because they losing a veteran wide receiver, and these sorts, you can say the same argument for the Detroit Lions. They got rid of Kenny Golladay. They need it. Like who signed over there? Nobody, right? There's no wide receiver out there right now. That's prominent.
Not to my knowledge.
So
I think there was maybe one, but I forgot his name.
Right. So you got Jamar Chase on the board. You sitting there like, dog, you really gonna pass that up? And I know that the type of quarterback that Goff is, he's a timing type of quarterback, but you really can't just pass up that type of situation. And we know that the Denver Broncos, although they got Fuller, they may be looking at it like, yeah, he's kind of long, but we need to have an opposite cornerback or defensive back to play along with him. So they might be the first team to go with defensive back. And that could be the Surtain, or it could be the Caleb Farley out of that situation. Now, right. the intriguing part is, like you mentioned, is the Atlanta Falcons. They got the defense situation that they're going to have to shore up. But the aspect of drafting another wide receiver, because Julio Jones, he's long in the tooth. That's a long tooth. And Calvin Ridley, yes, he's sweet and all, but they so high powered on offense that it could be a situation where they go back into that same mindset of, let's put you from the Atlanta area, that they want to show up and show out during those games because they got to sell those tickets for that big old stadium. Why not get the most explosive player that you can find? Because defense don't sell you anything, but get butts and seats, or seats and butts over there, or however that saying goes, would be an offensive guy. So, yeah, you're right. You're in the area, so you're right. They might go with the best offensive player.
Exactly, and not only that, but they're going to need a splash on that side. Not only that, because Hayden Hurst also has been getting banged up, over the past few seasons. And then also with the Atlanta Falcons organization, they have to do something because since I am in the Atlanta area, the pro soccer team there has won more than they have in their entire franchise history.
Wow.
Yeah.
They got to do something. They got to sell them tickets. Defense don't sell tickets. And I know Arthur, he's looking at it like, man, I done built this big old stadium and we giving away, half off on food and stuff like that. And they try to stand firm to their stance. And, he's going to be like Jerry 2.0. I heard that they don't like each other. So he might be looking at it like, yeah, he might be looking at it like, how can I get somebody that I know for sure they can sell tickets, sell jerseys, get fans out here to come to the game, and sell hope and optimism. Oh, what better way than to go grab an offensive player? Last year, they were just a godsend for us for drafting A.J. Terrell, because I was like, wow, what are they doing? Well, that's their problem.
Right. Right, and see, they're even more of a wild card this year because a lot of Falcon fans in Atlanta, they are very anti Matt Ryan. They want somebody to fix on defense, but their offensive line is atrocious at the same time. So they're really stuck between a rock and a hard place on which way to go at 4. And when it comes to our own division in the NFC East, it's less of a worry of the Giants and more of a worry in between the Eagles and, Team No Name, better known as the Washington football team.
Right.
Because Washington football team, nobody's paying attention to them because they're hanging all the way at 19. They could be the one that could really stick us if we're like, okay, we'll go for X player thinking we can get this other person in round 2 at 44.
Right.
And Washington is like being like Mutombo and like, no.
Yeah, you're right. Like, they could block out a whole bunch of things. Oh my goodness, Queen. What else you got for the show?
I'll say this for people who are concerned about some players. For example, we all know Sean Wade had got basically destroyed at corner this past season,
Right.
unfortunately. However, people need to look into his background. He is actually more of a free safety that was put into the corner position.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember, he was ejected not from this game that just happened against Clemson, but the time before where he took out Sunshine, aka Trevor Lawrence,
Mm-hmm.
with the hit so hard my ancestors felt it.
Right.
So with him, he's trying to get it out through, his agent and through pressers that you may not want me at corner, but hey, look at me at safety.
Mm. That's a good way to look at it, and I think that he can play those deeper thirds, and I think that probably be his better look anyhow when you look at what he can bring to the table instead of playing so close and locked up on a man. He just had a horrible year toward the latter part of the year this past season, and we got to understand this, and I hate to use this as a excuse, but we were in a weird year altogether,
Right. And he was also, I'll say this, if he does remain at corner, he's not great on the outside, but he is very well to be playing at the slot position.
My goodness. And people, listen to the Queen. Queen, you spoken nothing but the truth. I really appreciate you so much for jumping on and being part of the show. Appreciate you.
No problem.
That's what I'm talking about right there. All right, last but not least, we got Sean the Don. You're live like 95. What you got for the show?
Hey, real quick, HBO, what's going on?
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. I have remembered something that Jimmy Johnson had said a while back. I can't remember what show it was, but he said if Dallas is sitting there at 10, and even though they've signed Dak Prescott, and we've been hearing all these rumors and everybody's jumping on this bandwagon that, the stock for some of those quarterbacks are falling. If there's another franchise quarterback there at 10,
oh my God, yeah.
Do you take him with our backup situation just because why not? But I mean, I know I want Pitts too, like everyone else, but I just don't think he's going to fall there. But what if I just wanted to, get your idea. I thought that was a pretty good question. So,
Oh, Sean, you right on the money. I'm with the belief if the Cowboys, like nobody's seen Aaron Rodgers drop all the way to the 24th or the 25th pick, right? And sometimes quarterbacks do drop. And out of all of these quarterbacks that's there will be somebody that you will look back and say, oh, man, this guy is dropping. I don't know why. Maybe it's something that didn't go well in pro days, or maybe it's something that didn't go well in this situation. But if the Cowboys stay true to their board, and if they have the quarterback as the BPA, the best player available, and that they can see towards the future, then they better not think twice and bat their eye twice. They better go ahead and select said player. I'm very high on Trey Lance. I'm very high on even the kid Zach Wilson. I doubt if he fall that far. But if that's the situation, a Justin Fields or somebody like that falls to that 10th spot, then there's two things that can happen, Sean DeDon, will be this right here. Somebody else from the outside sitting there saying, man, that's a sweet spot. I'm going to trade up with the Dallas Cowboys to get there. Or the Cowboys go ahead and grab that pick and look for the future, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think that whoever is our backup quarterback, let's be real about it. Garrett Gilbert, he showed us one game with the Steelers, and that was it. We didn't get a chance to see more and more games. We didn't see teams game plan against him, and that's the Cowboys' fault. And we see Ben DiNucci. I'm not going to talk about the side throws that he throw, but it may be 3 to 4 years for a development piece with him. So the Cowboys, and I know with Mike McCarthy, when he was over there in Green Bay land, they drafted a quarterback basically every year. So I know that a lot of people going to only listen to one side of it and say, well, you don't pay a quarterback $160 million and then go back and draft one, but you got to stay true to your philosophy. And I'm a true believer of staying true to your philosophy. But go ahead.
Very cool. Yeah. Other than that, the only thing I would really like to see is somehow if Richie Grant landed to us in the second round. Like I don't know why, but I don't value the corner position as much as I like the safety or like pass rushers. But I think he could be like the best like safety in the league maybe for the next couple, maybe 10 years. I mean, I think he's that good. I really do.
Well, here's the unique part about this. If the style of defense that Dan Quinn is going to establish that, you're going to have that in the safety opposed to the cornerbacks. So we will find out. And if they stay true to their board, if Grant is there, then you snatch him up. You worry about the rest later because you're looking at what his past results were at his college level, and you sitting there saying with yourself, how can I coach him to be even better? And that's what you got to look at it from that aspect of it and how he'll fit in within this particular scheme. And I think that he's a rangy guy, and he plays with a great deal of instincts, and he'll fit right on in.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I appreciate your time, Law, and all your opinions and whatnot.
Appreciate you, man, for calling in. Sean, the Don Juan, baby, appreciate you. Yeah. It's for all of the callers today.
This is Sparta!
Appreciate y'all, man, so much for jumping in. He was the last caller of the day. We got to rock on out of here. Got a lot of things to do. Got to go driving around and do a little shopping there for this weekend. But I really appreciate you all. Y'all made it through a whole cup of coffee with me, and I'm really low on that too. But I just want people to understand the draft time for your mind is always a fickle process, but do not get emotional with it. Always look at it like, how can this person be added to the team that can help this team out beyond today, beyond just for this moment, how this person can help out for the future. And I know some people are looking at it like Charles Xavier on that movie. I forgot which X-Men movie it was. And he was the young Xavier. And he said, I don't want your future, right? Appreciate y'all, man, for tuning in. I always like to give a shout out to all of those who support the channel. Shout out to all of the HBOs and SGs as I look for my outro music. Let's go back to Roland Reviews, what she said, about everything, about, keeping your mind together, stay focused on the positive, not the negative. And we got to, it's just how it goes. Cowboy Nation, where my music? Here we go. Yeah. So focus on the positive. Let me get some fire emojis out here, man. Speaking of that, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting or lied about, don't deal in lies or hate it, and yet give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same, if you can hear the truth you spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your whole life for, broken and stooped and build back up again with worn out tools. If you can meet with 1 second of all of those things, Cowboy Nation, and fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, then, my friend, you have unlocked the true meaning of what it takes to be a man and what it takes to be on top of things. Cowboy Nation, if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap for it, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all terror of God or man for it, if you will simply, just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength and scarcity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold poverty or famish or fame or sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset it with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, guess what? You can get it. Yeah, let's go. Appreciate everybody for tuning in and joining in. Let me see some fire emojis, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. We out. Prize fighter. Even when he's down, he's continuing to fight. He's continuing to figure things out. Oh, yeah. That's what we got to do, Cowboy Nation. Continue to fight. We do. We do. The mind, the whole temperance of everything. If we can continue to push forward, Cowboy Nation, we got this. All we got to do is just get that one pick. All we got to do is get that one movement, that one grind, that one thing that's for your mind, right? Cowboy Nation, it will absolutely happen. But we ourselves got to get to that moment. We ourselves got to continue to fight. And even when you're down, and even when everybody say that you can't make it, Cowboy Nation, all you got to do is keep your mind together, right? They say if you falling, try to lay it on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. And if you can look into this thing, and I tell everybody every time I speak, man, tomorrow can change. The next movement can change. And Cowboy Nation, we're right at the cusp of this. We are right at the moment in the movement of this. They say, Law, give up. They say, Law, you can't. They say, Law, the Cowboys been doing this for 25 years. And I just tell them, focus your mind. Continue to push. Continue to grind. Brighter days are right there and right in front of you. We want to get that thing going, baby. And all we got to do is stay positive. All we got to do is continue to work. All we got to do is keep our heads high, baby. Let's continue to grind, Cowboy Nation. My name is Law Nation. You guys might not know anything else, but Law is going to continue to fight. Law is going to continue to push through. The liberation for the nation will happen. June the 2nd, everything will be back on my other channel, right? Oh man, tomorrow, I can't wait to send out some more content for you guys. Oh, I can't wait to continue to fight. I can't wait to continue to push through. By dogged and grim, I'm still gonna continue to fight, Cowboy Nation. Let's continue to find a way. We can't wait till this time, to June the 2nd. We gotta continue to build now. Let's go. We're fighting, baby. Appreciate y'all. We're out. Let's go. Let's go get that 6, baby. Shout out time. Extreme Assassin, salute. SoCal, appreciate you. Mike J.
Nowadays, nothing really is only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's I got wifey on blinking she.
Big Boss Man, salute.
Photo, please, no photos. G's, no, please, no photos. Hit the door and the doorman just whole team here might need some. Still young, but I move like a new deal to my lawyer. If you're down in my management, I'm just warming up a way till I old producers saw the numbers one. Different colors in my baggy light. Chalk it up, talk of the town where you're talking up. Wanna get you a ring and you tough enough. Wanna get you new things with your pockets dug.
Shout out to you, Jess.
I used
Shout out
to be
to you,
quiet
Jamal.
and out of luck.
Appreciate everybody for jumping in.
The
Let's
hate
go.
and the jealousy, my mama
Michael
telling
Campbell,
me count up
salute.
your blessings and run it up. Nowadays, nothing really is only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's I got wifey on blinging she. Freeze, photo, please, no photos. G's, no, please, no photos. I keep giving game away.
Yeah.
I put game on layaway.
Let's go.
I got paid to play today. I get paid to stay away.
And remember,
I get paid on rainy days.
you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.
In my own lane, finger roll. I would never sell my only soul. Heard your whole team was for sale. Heard this on the market
Shout out
for
to all
the
of the
low.
winners.
Who the realest, we might never know. All this acting, you gon' play a role. Give you the world.